Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Car Question. It's in 1989 that we saw the first generation of the Subaru Legacy. This car even raced in a lot of rally competition with some big names behind the wheels. So today we're going to look at the new generation of that car, but you're going to say to me, Matt, what happened? It doesn't look like a brand new car. Yeah, probably Subaru went light on the exterior design, but it's a new chassis. It's a new road handling for that car. It's going to be more performant because it's the return of the turbo engine. And finally, you're going to see an impressive interior redesign, and that was about time. This week at Car Question, the Subaru Legacy. When you look at the exterior design, you know it's Subaru, they're real conservative. It's the front end that you're going to see the most change for the new Legacy. You've got the lines right here of the light, by the way, LED lights on all model that you're going to choose. Some chrome on the fully equipped model that we have. If you look completely on the side, they've extended the fenders a little bit. So it's looking muscular in some kind of way. They want to put that movement feeling in the lines of the car. But once again, it's real discreet. But once you get to the rear of the car, now you're going to see some difference. Even if it's still conservative, it's looking good. And by the way, if you've got the 2.5 liter engine, only one exhaust pipe, and if you got the turbo one, people will know that you have more power when they're going to see the dual exhaust. For the wheels, if you go with a base model, it's going to be Steelies. Otherwise, you've got those nice wheel here, mix of gray and really shiny silver if you want. And you're going to be rolling Yokohama tires, 18 inches, which are real smooth and can go also onto a gravel road. Once you're going to take place inside, you're going to find yourself in a comfortable environment. And is it spacious? Yes, it is. It's really big. When it comes to passenger space, interior space, you've got more cubic feet than the Fusion, the Altima, the Camry. You've got also the touchscreen, which is going to attract your attention because in the model that we are riding, it's 11.6 inches. High pad style, great graphics, a new multimedia system of Subaru. There's a ton of configuration that you can do with that screen. It's really crowded in some kind of way. Once you're going to master it, it's not real difficult to use. You're going to be capable. You've got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, which is only going to take a certain section of the screen. But once you get customized, and you can also personalize with your driver profile, whatever configuration you want. Fluidity is not the same as an iPad because it's usually our reference when they try to mimic something like that. And you've got also the possibility to use the NFC connection to make sure that your phone is connected quickly. If you're going to go for a base version, that screen also will change. For a dual screen, it's looking different, it's feeling different, but it's still cool and functional with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Sound system, if you go with the base 4-speaker, more equipped version 6 speakers, and finally the most equipped version will have 12 speakers with 576 watts of power. But sometimes you feel that Harman Kardon system might be a little bit off tune when you hear the sound quality inside. Use a cable to get the maximum quality of the sound that you're going to listen to. So USB connector up front, in the rear dual, and you've got also a wireless charger which is going to be dealer installed. It's an option, but still they should have simply included that. And you're going to have the possibility to get that great interior that we have, two-toned colors. Build quality seems really fun when you touch that leather everywhere. Even right here toward your elbow in the center console, I think it's going to last over time and it won't stain also. With the stitches that I see, everything seems really perfect except for the feeling of that steering wheel that I'm not really sure. And you've got also the stitches that show that they might have paid a little bit more attention to it. But otherwise, it's looking like a great luxury sedan inside. They really did a good job on the interior and it's looking great. Instrument panel is a little bit crowded also. You've got a lot of information, typical Subaru style. Once you get behind me, ample space. And how about the luggage? A lot to put a lot of big suitcase. So they really made an interior which is really big for a sedan of this size. So let's talk about the engine. Well, you've got to say bye-bye to the older version, the H6 that we had, the famous 3.6R. So this one was good for 256 horsepower, but Subaru replaced it with a turbo offering, so that's better. But if you don't like turbo engine, don't worry about that. You can still go for a 2.5 liter, 90% new parts compared to the older version. You can nearly say it's completely brand new. So this one's going to be good for 182 horsepower at 5,800 RPM. Torque's going to be rated at 176 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM. And it's finally direct injection. And if you want to go turbo, 2.4 liter, it's still a flat 4 engine. You probably know that engine because it's used also in the Subaru Ascent. This one's going to be good in the Legacy for 260 horsepower at 5,600 RPM. And pound-feet of torque, 277 between 2,000 and 4,800. So there's no manual. You got only a CVT with a new 8-speed manual mode that you can select. So you can use the paddle shift if you want. So it's 8 simulated gears. So both engines will be able to use regular fuel even if you use premium. This won't give you much more horsepower. Turbo, no turbo. And base with that car, you have the famous Subaru Symmetrical All-Wheel Drive system. There is no X mode or no lock function. And with the CVT transmission, you've got 60% of the power which is sent to the front wheels and 40% to the rear wheels. And I really like that configuration and that system during winter. And fuel consumption now, so it's going to be 6.7 liters with the 2.5 liter on the highway, 9 liter per 100 in the city. And if you go turbo, this can go up, and the numbers on paper said 10.2 liters per 100 or 7.5 liter per 100 on the highway, but believe me, you will go over that. And it's going to be even worse in winter when you're going to have studded tires. So we did some acceleration testing with the turbo engine. It's quite reactive, but once you get the maximum boost. Otherwise, sometimes it feels laggy when you're gonna leave from a standstill. But the road handling with that new platform is just awesome. And the noise inside the cabin has improved a lot with that new Subaru Global platform. You can feel the handling is way better than the previous version. You're gonna have less body roll, and this car feels much more grounded to the road than it used to be. So cornering will be even better. Once you're gonna brake, there's no fading, but you don't get much feeling out of those. And it's the same thing for the direction. It's not precise, it's not vague, it's right there in the middle. It's not really a performance car, even if you go for the turbo version, but it still handles way better than it used to do with the previous version. And talking about suspension, one thing that's going to help you also when you're going to be cornering is an active torque vectoring mated to that famous all-wheel drive system of Subaru. So once you're going to send that car into curve, and now was at peak power in the torque, you can feel it. And I think it likes to accelerate on the highway even more than leaving from a standstill. And when you take those curves, you feel that the car is just sending, and I really like the feeling behind the wheels, even if it's not a sports car though. Let's talk about security. Well, with the base version, you've got the EyeSight system, which we already know it's really big up there. You've got a lot of camera plastic. New for this year, you've got the lane centering assist. You will get a lot of notification with that system if you leave them on. A lot of beeping, and I really like also the driver focus attention system, which is going to help you maintain your attention on the road. But I don't know if it doesn't like my glasses, or sometimes I tend to just rub my eyes and it's going to beep often. So you might want to try to focus your attention on the road rather than turn it enough. And you've got all the security features that we have in the other cars, depending on the option that you're going to choose. Also, security is really important for Subaru, so if you got an impact, this car will absorb 40% more energy, so you're going to make sure that all the occupants inside are sound and safe. And new for this year is the starting feature. So you've got a button right up here, and if you press on it, it's going to be some kind of concierge to help you choose your point of interest, your destination, where you're going to go on your next trip. Or if you see an accident of the road, you press on the SOS button and there you go, you're going to have some assistance. That's a neat feature because all the buyers of Subaru Legacy will get that feature for 3 years free, and it's covering a lot of possibilities when sometimes the competition will simply cut a little bit the corners around with their offering. So let's talk about base price. US guys, this one goes out for $22,745. Canadian, $26,395. This is nice money for the package that you get with a car, which is really fine, by the way, and you've got great interior, improved and all-wheel drive base. I really like that, and that EyeSight system also. If you want more equipment, we recommend to you that you go with the Touring at $30,000, 295 Canadian. And if you like the turbo version, well, it's only going to be available with the GT or XT version in the States, and now you're gonna have to spend nearly $40,000 to go up there. So minus points with the Subaru Legacy, well, the fuel consumption with the turbo engine, I don't know where we're gonna go with that, but if you have a heavy foot, that's gonna be impressive. So I cannot imagine with winter tires, studs. Yes, it's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be costly with fuel. You've got the turbo model, which is only offered with the XT and GT package. You've got the CVT, which sometime when you're gonna leave from a standstill, don't simulate, sometime yes, hesitation if you want. You've got that conservative styling when you look at the exterior of the car. You've got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, yes, but with that big screen, it's only gonna use a small percentage of that, so I really like that they would use all the screen, but they're gonna have to change resolution. On the plus side, price versus quality versus what you get standard is impressive. That all-wheel drive system of Subaru with the vectoring control is amazing. You've got tons of security feature which is based with the car, tons of interior space here in front, in the rear, real amazing. And how about that big screen that I really like with that new system? Could be a little bit more fluid though, but I really like that. So let's talk about competition now. Well, you've got a lot of amazing great car. The Toyota Camry, one great reliable car over time. You've got an hybrid version, 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, yes, but no all-wheel drive. So if you're living where winter is there, you're gonna be unhappy when you will see those icy patch. You've got an Accord, which is probably the best choice if you like performance. The Subaru Legacy, even with the turbo engine, doesn't get up to the point of that 2.0 liter derived from the Type R. The Accord will have only one problem though, it doesn't have an all-wheel drive system. So you're gonna lose a lot of tire grip though, so that's the only downside of it. And you've got that famous Nissan Altima also, which is now offered based with an all-wheel drive system, at least in Canada. And the sales are not going great for that car. With that new redesign of the Subaru Legacy, they're cutting grass right there under their feet because the interior of the Altima isn't as nice as what I'm seeing right now inside the Legacy. So what will happen, I don't know, but one thing is sure, Subaru is getting real aggressive with the car though. Angry driver. Even if sales of sedan are going down, Subaru is making an aggressive offer with that new Legacy. You've got a great base price, a lot of standard equipment, all-wheel drive, and you've got even a turbo power in that car. So what do you think, guys? Will it convince you to switch from a SUV to this car? Because it's the SUV of the sedan. I really like a car, the center of gravity which is real low, the feeling that you get behind the wheels, and this one get a pretty big trunk. So it's up to you. Feel free to comment in the section down there below. Do a thumbs up because you like that video. Subscribe to Car Question because we will have more for you. Take care, guys.